I'm an impatient person, and I had kids. And when I had kids, you sort of build in patience. Kids make mistakes. Kids make a lot of mistakes. And then you hope as you get older, your kids become like 15 and 18 and 22. They don't make the same mistakes over and over. But as a parent, you understand. You're teaching them. Their minds aren't fully developed. Their brains aren't until they're 23, 24 years old. And it's okay. You got to have patience. When Aaron Rodgers loses Davante Adams, you have to now develop patience. So Aaron does ayahuasca. Maybe that helps. Gets a new girlfriend. Maybe that helps. But yesterday was a classic example. Romeo, Doubs, Christian Watson. Everybody, oh, it's unbelievable. That's preseason. So Christian Watson drops a big-time throw to start the game. Would have been a touchdown. Maybe the game's different. Maybe the score's different. Maybe the momentum's different. But he didn't. He dropped it because he's a rookie. And then, by the way, rookie Romeo Doubs had a miscommunication with Aaron Rodgers early. And what did he do with both of them? Patience, understanding? No, he ghosted them. Christian Watson didn't get another look until the fourth quarter. Romeo Doubs, Matt LaFleur had to create reverses for both the rookie wide receivers because Aaron decided, I'm not going to you. That's why A.J. Dillon had so many catches, and the tight end had so many catches. Aaron went back to what he's comfortable with. Eye rolling, bad body language. Once Aaron realized in the fourth quarter he was trailing, he was running out of time, and he had no choice. I mean, Sammy Watkins, really? Randall Cobb, really? Then he goes back to the kids. But he just decided after those young receivers, Watson dropped a throw. Of course he did. It's a big spot. You're on the road. Of course it's understandable. Pro bowlers drop passes. Christian Watson, first NFL game. Aaron Rodgers, they made a mistake. He's a kid. Romeo Doubs, miscommunication. He played at Nevada. Didn't even play at a major conference. It's the Packers. It's Aaron Rodgers. You're on the road. You can't hear. The Vikings are good. The game's faster. There's a lot of different speeds in football. There's preseason speed. There's regular season speed. There's playoff speed. This was the fastest game those young receivers had ever played in. They played in smaller schools. They'd never played in an NFL game. This was the Vikings' arrival on the road. Of course the game was fast. Of course they had a drop. Of course they didn't hear or they miscommunicated. They're kids. And Aaron ghosts them. And that's what I said. Aaron has always had trust issues. That's okay. He had trust issues with his family. Those have been public. That's not my opinion. They've been public. He has trust issues with the vaccination. That was public. He has trust issues with the media. That's public. I'm not guessing here. That's not an opinion. That's documented. And he's also had major trust issues with wide receivers. We saw it in the fourth quarter last year. In the playoff game where he threw for 17 yards and was outplayed by Jimmy Garoppolo. He wouldn't throw to anybody outside of Davante Adams. So it's like, you got to bake this in. They're kids. They'd never played in an NFL game. On the road, the Vikings, a team that, by the way, Kirk Cousins has had his way with Aaron Rodgers. Loud, those kids had never played in a stadium that big. One guy played at an FCS school. Another guy plays at Nevada. They get like 25,000 people. It's one of the loudest stadiums in the league. It's national television. It's Fox. It's Aaron Rodgers. It's the Vikings. Of course he dropped the ball. Of course Romeo Doubs wasn't ready for a play. That's a lot to ask a kid who never played in games like that. And Aaron went back to being Aaron. Ghost him. He's been doing this to friends for years. Ghost him. Can't do it. You got to bake stuff in with young people. You got to bake in mistakes. I got a company. I got young people. You got to bake in mistakes. You got to bake in anxiety. You got to bake in nerves. You got to bake in lack of experience. Completely predictable mental mistakes from small college players playing in their first NFL game. I was talking to Peyton Manning last week. He said something that was really interesting. We were talking about the speed of games, and I'd never heard this. He said, there's preseason speed, there's regular season speed, there's division game speed. I'm like, he's like, yeah, Ravens Steelers, Bengals Steelers, Vikings Packers, that's a faster version of a normal game. So you were asking those kids, that is a big bite. Of course you're going to have mistakes. It's up to you as the star quarterback, the Hall of Famer, to get over it. Be there. Understand. Be patient. It's like having kids. You got to bake that stuff in. Well, we shouldn't have to bake stuff in with Dak Prescott. He's been around for a long time, right? But in what was one of the ugliest games of the weekend, you want that big Sunday night game to be a showcase. That thing was hard to watch. And Dak Prescott late in the game, hand on a helmet, out 6 to 8 weeks. It's not that surprising. I continually kept saying, where did the Cowboys get better this year? Weapons worse, O-line worse, pass rush worse. So I don't see the Cowboys winning this division. McIntyre talked me into believing the Giants are better than I thought, so I moved them up to third place. Now they're at the top of the division with the Eagles in Washington. But here's the thing. Can we stop the excuses with Dak Prescott? Well, the offensive line. All right, let me set this up for you. You're paying him $40 million a year. Brady had to go on the road. Brady didn't have Gronk. Brady didn't have AB. Brady was on the road. Brady's 45 years old. Brady had offensive line issues. Brady's got a new defensive coach. Chris Godwin's hurt again. Chris Godwin's always hurt. You think it was perfect for Brady? On the road, new coach, offensive line's a mess, protection all messed up, no comfort zone with Gronk and AB. Chris Godwin's hurt. Brady looked great. Stop making excuses. This is the first year it's not perfectly aligned for Dak Prescott. I'm paying you 40 large, bro. You got to make plays. CeeDee Lamb, 2 catches, 11 targets before you got your thumb injured. That's on you. You got to make things happen. This was the classic, here's why we pay you the big bucks game, and it was a dud. Dak's reality, he is elevated by America's team. He does not elevate. I don't want to hear about a bad offensive line. Justin Fields won with a terrible offensive line. Mitch Trubisky won with a terrible offensive line. Daniel Jones won with a terrible offensive line. Well, he lost Amari Cooper. Patrick Mahomes lost Tyreek Hill. Had 5 touchdown passes. Keenan Allen got hurt early for the Chargers. Justin Herbert looked great. It's week 1. There's bad offensive line play everywhere. Justin Fields had a terrible offensive line. Didn't make the big mistakes. Beat Kyle Shanahan. Beat a better roster. So I don't want to hear about the excuses. It's not perfect. Yeah, Buffalo now, after all these years of building the roster, a lot of things are perfect for Buffalo, but not totally perfect. Their O-line has issues. But I said this all off-season, is that, Dallas is becoming the Raiders. In the last 10 years, Al Davis owned them. They're not up with the trends. Analytically, they're kind of behind. They're living in the rearview mirror. The owner's starting to say kooky stuff, talks too much. When you pay a quarterback $40 million, you got to be able to overcome O-line issues. That's the reality of $40 million. That's why I would pay. By the way, Lamar Jackson lost his best receiver. Was in a contract dispute. I watched Lamar Jackson. He looked pretty good to me. It wasn't a perfect offseason for Lamar Jackson. He lost his best receiver. Receiver called him out. You got some new offensive line guys hurt last year, back this year, talking contract. He looked good to me. Patrick Mahomes, bunch of new wide receivers, Juju Smith-Schuster, young kids on the road. Look good to me. But we got to stop. We got to stop with the excuses. It's not pretty for anybody. And before he hurt his hand, this team, this offense was a mess. It was a mess. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.